Hello, this is Rick with the Monorail Tales podcast. I'm here again with my friend Bee Thaxton of dvcshop.com. And
Hey guys.
Hello.
Hello.
We're going to be talking today about another DVC resort. Bee, would you like to share with them which resort we're talking about tonight?
We are going to talk about the resort that I very first purchased at, which is our original resort, Old Key West.
All right. So do you want to go ahead and give us a little history on Old Key West and how it came about, when it came about, things like that?
Sure. Old Key West opened in 1991. It is the very first resort. It was originally opened as Disney's Vacation Club Resort. And that was changed, I believe, in 1996. The name was changed. As they opened more resorts, they couldn't have them all be called Disney Vacation Club Resort. So there is 761 rooms there, I believe. It's very spread out, whereas Saratoga is done in a circle. Old Key West is kind of like straight back and then off. It has like arms off the side, the main road. It has the second highest customer service rating. It was recently renovated. I think it was finished in 2019, I believe. And it looks like they've been doing some work here recently to the outside of the buildings, or at least some of the buildings by the hospitality house. I don't know if that's going to be for all of them, or if it was just something that had to be done. What else? It has 2 expirations. It's the only resort that has 2 expirations. They originally expired in 2042, and they offered the current owners, I believe it was 2004 or 2005, the opportunity to extend it to 2057 for $25 a point, and then they gave them a $10 discount, making it $15 a point. Could you guys imagine what we'd do buying something for $15 a point right now?
I know, that's crazy to think about.
Yeah. And it was a disaster. It didn't go well. Disney wasn't prepared for it. So we don't think that they'll ever offer that option again. It also is a little bit restrictive, I think, because it's 3-story buildings. They're outside condo type, similar to Saratoga. And there's only 3 buildings that have elevators. So if you're older or you have handicapped children or situations where you can't get up and down the stairs, it's very limiting.
And it seems like there are a lot more buildings compared to Saratoga. It's more broken up, right?
Well, no, because they're both 3-story buildings. Both of them have 3-story buildings. So, and Saratoga has more rooms, but it's just kind of the way it's spread out, I think. I don't think it was planned very well, because you can't walk to the hospitality house if you're all the way back in Turtle Creek. Well, you can, but it's a hike. You should get your medal at the end of the hike. But it does have large studios, and it is the only DVC resort that has 2 full beds in the studio. It doesn't have a sleeper sofa. It doesn't have a pull-down bed. It has 2 actual beds, which is super nice. Your turn.
Okay. It has the 2 full beds. Is the second bed a Murphy bed, or is it a bed?
2 beds. It's a bed.
Okay.
2
so
bed
even
beds.
After the Saratoga refurbishment is done, there will still be that one difference.
Correct.
And how do the room breakdowns go at Old Key West? How many people can sleep in the studios? 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms.
It's the same layout. It's 4 in the studios, 5 in the one bedroom, which is super nice. It's huge. Something like 953 square feet is what I read one time. 2 bedrooms is 7, and the 3-bedroom grand villa is 12. Is that right? That's not right.
Yeah, I think it is.
5,
Yeah,
7,
12 and 3-bedroom.
Okay.
9. It's 9 in the 2-bedroom.
That's where I was. I was like, that's not right. I knew that wasn't right as soon as I said it.
Do you know how big the rooms are at Old Key West? I know you mentioned the one.
I do not. I've only stayed in the studio in the 1 bedroom. I know the studio is a large studio, and the 1 bedroom is very large. And I don't know why I have that 957 square feet in my head, but I've had it in there for a while, and I don't know who told me or where it came from, or if it's even accurate.
Okay, studio is 376 square feet.
Okay.
A 1 bedroom is 942 square feet.
Oh, it was close.
A 2 bedroom is 1,333 square feet, and a grand villa is 2,202 square feet, which is bigger than my house.
Almost 2 of mine. That's crazy.
And just for comparison, a room at Pop Century is 260 square feet. So you have over 100 more square feet for a studio.
Just in a studio, yeah.
Compared to a room at Pop Century. So it's quite larger. The Grand Villa is almost 8.5 times. So that would be like 8.5 rooms at Pop Century.
It's crazy.
How do the points work at Old Key West compared to the others? The amount of points used.
Well, remember, Old Key West was the very first one set up, and as they go more and more, the points got higher and higher. So if you compare Old Key West, you may have 10 points for a studio, and Riviera may be 26 points for that studio, depending on the time of the year, the room type, etc. But your first resorts that expire first, Old Key West, Boardwalk, Beach Club, Boulder Ridge, Hilton Head, and Vero, they have the lowest points. And then Saratoga came in, and their points are a little higher. And then Animal Kingdom came in, and their points are a little higher.
And you're talking about the number of points.
The number of points to stay. The number of points required to stay in a room.
Yeah. And that's because there's more points available altogether. Yeah.
It's inflation. You know, it's like, because they're already set. So when they set up each resort, through the expiration, they have X amount of points to use, and they cannot go over 1 point. So that they can never increase. They can move the points around. They can take what was a 10-point studio and make it 11-point studio, but they may have to go to the 3-bedroom and take a point away from there to balance it out. Right. But they can never go over a set amount of points. So those points that were set for Old Key West in 1991, those are still the same amount of points that they can charge today. So what was set for Riviera 2 years ago when it opened, that's much higher number of points. So they have more points to play with. Does that make sense?
Yes. So what's the theming of Old Key West? It may be obvious.
Let's see. I'm going to go with I'm going to go with Old Key West. And there is a story behind it. Do you know the story behind the resort and how it got its name?
I may have heard it before, but I don't remember it. So,
well, parts of the resort. Olivias, which is one of now, I think, your favorite restaurants. She was an lady down in Key West, Old Key West, and she would serve food out of her back door. And then it got to the point where it wasn't just a few days, it was every day. And then it ended up turning into a restaurant. For her home did. And she mostly served stuff like the conch flats, the chowder and the omelet and different things, and key lime pie. And those you will find at Olivia's here, along with their delicious fried chicken. But they brought that story from Key West up here to Orlando and named the restaurant after Olivia.
So it's a real Olivia.
There is a real Olivia.
I think from what I've seen of Old Key West, it's very pretty. The color scheme, the architecture, it really takes you to a different part of Florida, I think.
Okay. Olivia Farnsworth was her name. Yeah, it does have the second highest customer service ratings of all Disney properties.
So which one has the number one?
Hilton Head.
Okay. So out of Walt Disney World, this is the highest rated one.
Staff knows you. I can walk into Olivia's and they call me by name. I walk in at the front desk and they know who I am. They don't quite know my name, but they know who I am.
I've witnessed that.
Yes, you did. It's just a friendly resort. And when people go there to work, they usually stay there. They don't leave.
Now, when we were talking about the size of it and how it's laid out, you mentioned, I think, Turtle Flats.
Mm-hmm.
So what are the different areas?
Turtle Bay.
Turtle Bay, okay. What are the different areas of the resort and which one's preferred, which ones aren't?
Well, the hospitality house is going to be hospitality house area. Is going to be your preferred area. And there's only a few buildings that you can walk to the hospitality house that's convenient. And it just depends on what you want as to what area you like to stay in, because you can get back in the corner and have quiet, but each section has its own pool, a laundry area, etc. But if you're going to get your cup and you want to refill it, then you're going to need to be near the hospitality house.
So Old Key West also has a similar feature to Saratoga Springs, which is it's set on a golf course. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Now, is it the same golf course?
Okay. It's the same golf course. They're beside each other. They also have another feature that's similar.
What's that?
You can take the boat to Disney Springs.
And looking at the map, the boat ride appears to be much longer. Is that correct?
Well, I mean, your Disney Springs and Saratoga are on top of each other.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little bit longer. I wouldn't say a lot longer, but yeah, it's a little longer. Probably about 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm. But it's a peaceful, quiet ride.
It is.
All right. So we know you can take a boat to Disney Springs. How is Old Key West related in location compared to the parks? Is it similar to Saratoga?
It is. And with Saratoga being the closest resort to all four parks, Old Key West would be the second closest resort to all four parks because they are beside each other.
Mm-hmm. And because of that, because it's not park adjacent, the transportation to the parks would be buses, correct?
Transportation is buses.
And then you can take a bus or a boat to Disney Springs, or only boats?
Bus or boat.
Okay. So we've talked about the different types of rooms. The preferred rooms are the ones closest to the hospitality house. The dining options. We've mentioned Olivias. So let's talk a little bit more about Olivias, because I do know that it is considered one of the hidden gems of Disney World, much like the Turf Club at Saratoga, although the dining experience and meals are totally different, correct?
Correct. Yes. There's the variety on that menu is great. Let's start with breakfast.
Okay.
If
Sounds
you
good to me.
go, yes, get the cheesy potatoes. They can't be beat. They are delicious. I've had omelets, I've had eggs, I've had a little bit of everything. Ava gets a fruit and cheese board when we go. Anthony and Vicky Marie's Ava.
Mm-hmm.
And they bring out a big board with all kinds of fruit and different cheeses on it. And she sits over there and hoards it all and does not like to share with us.
Mm-hmm.
You had breakfast. What did you think of it?
I loved it. I had the banana bread French toast. It was very good with cheesy potatoes, and they were delicious. My kids really enjoyed it as well.
Good. It's important. And when you go, you ask for Ashley. She runs the place. She's the hostess up front. You don't know, a hostess runs the restaurant. I don't care what anybody says. She makes the flow of the whole restaurant go or not go. You tell her I sent you. All right. Lunch and dinner?
Lunch and dinner.
Lunch and dinner is similar. For dinner, I recommend the fried chicken. It's probably, other than Art Smith's Homecoming, I think it's better chicken than 50's Primetime. It's delicious. They also have a pot roast. They have the conch fritters all the time. The key lime pie is really good, and I don't like key lime pie, but it's very good.
That's my big disappointment with the breakfast, because I got French toast that I really couldn't do a dessert, and key lime pie is my favorite.
Oh no. Okay, next time we'll make sure we go for dinner instead of breakfast.
All right. Yeah, I like to be equal opportunity with my food, so
that's fine. We'll get in. Olivia's is a hidden gem. You can have inside, you can go outside. My DVC Princess Runners had our Thursday night pre-race dinner there for 3 years because they have a little room that can actually be closed off, and it's very nice. And like the rest of the resort, everybody there is friendly.
Awesome. Now you mentioned running, and I know in our Saratoga show, you mentioned where they shut down the pool and do that special event for runners on marathon weekend. Do they do anything like that at Old Key West?
They do not. To my knowledge, Saratoga is the only resort that does anything for the runners.
Okay. So what type of quick service do they have at Old Key West?
Say it again, hon.
Quick service. What type of quick service do they have?
Quick service is at Goods Food to Go. It's burgers, hot dogs, sandwiches. I don't care for it. I call it microwave food. You got the Goods Foods to Go, and that's at the gift shop. You also have the Turtle Shack poolside snacks. And then you've got a bar that's the Gurgling Suitcase that's right beside there. Everything is all in one place pretty much.
Okay.
So I'm not a big fan of their quick serve.
Okay, what about the Gurgling Suitcase as a bar? How is that?
If you're at the pool and you want a drink, it's great. If you're going to go to a sports bar and watch a game with a few of the guys, it's not happening. There's only about 4 to 6 bar stools at the most.
Mm-hmm.
Then the last time I was there, the TV was in pretty bad shape and fading.
So it's more like a walk-up type of bar.
It's more like a walk-up bar. It is.
Not a hangout.
Right. At the quick serve is also the place to fill your drink cup, your refillable cup mugs. And I think that's the only place on property to fill it, to my knowledge.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm seeing too. So in your opinion, if you're wanting to get food to eat your best bet is to eat at Olivias, or if you want quick service, go to Disney Springs.
Yep.
Right. And the prices at Olivia's, they're not too bad. They're comparable, for like burgers and things, comparable to quick service.
They are. And dinner is too.
Mm-hmm. That's a benefit of Old Key West, like the benefit of Saratoga. It's very convenient to Disney Springs, and with Disney Springs being built up the way that it is, it's a great benefit to anybody that stays there.
I agree. I think it's a perfect distance that you don't have to go and wait on a bus if you don't want to, and it drops you off right by the boathouse, so it's super convenient.
Mm-hmm. All right. What type of extra activities do they have?
They do have a community center with games, different activities going on. You also have the pool activities on, games weather permitting. There's an arcade there. They do the s'mores in the evenings and the movies. There's tennis courts. There's volleyball courts. There's shuffleboard. They've got a 5K course right by the dock for the boats. They also rent fishing poles, and you can fish there in the water. I don't think you can keep any of it, but you can fish. Please don't take it back to your room. Have the bike rentals.
They probably do. They do the activities like the other resorts, tie-dye T-shirts.
Yes, exactly. At the community hall and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. And they have 4 pools: the Sandcastle pool, the main feature pool, there at the hospitality house area, and then there's a quiet pool, and each one of them has a whirlpool spa. Gotta be careful with that word. I can't say it. The old Turtle Pond area, South Point area, and Miller's Road sections all have a quiet pool. Okay.
Something that I might get you on this one. Old Key West has that nobody else has. It's kind of an outdoor but indoor feature.
You got me there.
The lighthouse at the pool is a sauna.
Oh.
I don't think any other resort has that, to my knowledge.
So they don't have a spa like Saratoga does.
No,
so they
Saratoga and Saratoga and Grand Floridian are the only one that has spas. But
they do have a fitness center there, correct?
I don't know. I've never seen one. Unless it's back in the corner by the pool, past the community hall there on the left. It could be back there. There might be one back there.
There is one. I mean, I'm looking at it.
Okay.
So here's a trick question. It's called the Rest Beach Recreation, Exercise, Swimming, and Tennis Complex next to the pool. So they have state-of-the-art equipment or relax in the sauna. And access is available with your Magic Band.
Okay.
All right. So, are there any other extra resort offerings or anything else that we should know about Old Key West?
There is an internal bus that runs so that if you're staying in the back of the property, it will bring you up to the hospitality house.
And so that's where you would get the bus. Does the bus go to the parks?
Yeah, then you would hop on there. You would get off there at the hospitality house and hop on the buses to go to the parks or Disney Springs.
Okay.
So if you don't have a car, it is a little inconvenient. You're better off with a car at this resort.
It's almost a necessity. out. Yes.
If not, just be you're going to have to be patient. Just remember, you're on vacation. Be patient.
Yeah, but that's something I think you find with most of the larger resorts. The ones that are spread out that have the internal bus loops. You need to.
I don't think Saratoga has one, and I don't know of any others that does. I think Old Key West is the only one that does. I might be wrong.
Well, I mean that have the multiple bus stops.
Multiple bus stops, yes.
Yeah. You need to plan for that extra time because it's not just one bus stop and you go to Magic Kingdom. You might be on a bus stop that you have to go to 2 or 3 different stops before you get to where you can go to the park. All right. Now, when you're buying DVC or Old Key West resale contracts through dvcshop.com, what are we really looking at compare as far as availability, cost? You mentioned the 2 different expiration dates for the contracts. The extended ones don't come up very often. Is that correct?
Extended ones don't come up very often, and when they do, they go quick. They sell very quick. They're hard to keep up. But they also go for a higher price point. So they go for similar to what an Animal Kingdom contract would go for because they both expire in 2057.
Okay. With the shorter contracts, the 2042 contracts, I know we've talked about Saratoga being the best value because of the length of the contract remaining and the price per point. How does I know the prices fluctuate, so we can't pin down a certain price per point and expect it to be the same whenever somebody listens to this episode. But where do the prices fall compared to some of the other resorts? Is it one of the lower ones or more mid-range? Or
it is. I would say the lowest right now is Vero in Hilton Head, then Old Key West, Saratoga, and Animal Kingdom from there. Maybe Boardwalk and then Animal Kingdom, somewhere in that range.
So price-wise, it's cheaper, but when you take into account the length of the contract, it may not be the best value, but it may be something that works for you.
That's correct.
And as always, if anybody wants to get a contract for Old Key West, where's the best place that they can find the information?
You can find it on our website at dvcshop.com. You can email me directly at BEE, like a bumblebee, at dvcshop.com. You can also find our groups at DVC Shop Rental on Facebook, DVC Shop Resales on Facebook, and DVC Shop Disney Vacation Club members with the red banner and Grand Floridian on Facebook, because all of them have such similar names. That's the easiest way to find it.
And also, if they have any questions, you can answer them. You can help them. If you don't know the answer, you'll find it.
That's right.
You can help anybody figure out if DVC is right for them.
I will do my best to help you. Like I said, you can contact me through Facebook at Bee Thaxton, or you can contact me through email at b@dvc.com.
Yes.
How'd that do? That help?
Yeah. And they can find us at monorailtales.com. All of our social media links are there as well. And we will see you real soon when we come back to talk about another DVC resort.
Hey, what do you want to do next time?
I don't know.
Animal Kingdom?
Sounds good to me.
I think so. We'll see you guys next time with Animal Kingdom.
All right.
Good night, everybody.